By now, you probably know that Elon Musk is suing OpenAI, and you've probably heard that he's got some pretty significant concerns about the company. But what you might not know is a big and potentially terrifying reason for the lawsuit that nobody seems to be talking about, and that is Q-Star. In this video, we're going to talk about what Q-Star is and why it's such a potentially explosive development. So Elon Musk has made his feelings about OpenAI pretty clear. His lawsuit, filed in San Francisco, talks about the company's switch from being a non-profit, saying OpenAI Inc. has been transformed into a closed-source de facto subsidiary of the largest technology company in the world, Microsoft. But there's more to the story than just that. Sam Altman, just before he was ousted from OpenAI in November last year, which I covered in great depth at the time, made some statements about a potential new model that had a shockingly high degree of performance. He was talking at the time about whether they developed a tool or a creature, and it got lots of people talking. Then the psychodrama around his firing centered around chief scientist Ilya Sutskever, a man who's been instrumental to the development of large language model technology. He was rumored to have seen something that he wasn't comfortable with, a potential quantum leap development that led to him lobbying the board to get rid of Sam. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Days after all this happened, rumors began swirling about this Q-Star model. And it's been speculated that this model could potentially threaten humanity itself. Nobody really knows exactly what it is that Q-Star can do in terms of capabilities, but one key pillar of this seems to be that it can do basic mathematics. Now, large language models, obviously, they use vastly technical and complex probabilities in order to work, but they're not actually very good at giving you mathematical answers to questions. This new model potentially can, and so this would, it's speculated, pave the way to true AGI, or artificial general intelligence, an AI that can do everything that we can and potentially better. An ASI, that would be an artificial superintelligence. Now, after Sam Altman was fired, I'm sure many of you remember, all of the team at OpenAI basically went on strike. They were campaigning for him to return, which he eventually did, and it's alleged forced the resignations of many of the OpenAI board members that had got rid of him, replacing them with his own board members. And then after that, nobody really talked much about Q-Star anymore. I've just been searching and there aren't many articles about it that haven't been published back in 2023 when all of this happened. Until now, because the Q-Star model is referenced in Elon's lawsuit. It says, on information and belief, OpenAI is currently developing a model known as Q-Star that has an even stronger claim to AGI. Now, this seems to be crucial because according to its license, Microsoft only has access to pre-AGI technologies from OpenAI. So if they do develop AGI, it's going to open a whole can of worms about what constitutes AGI and what doesn't. You could argue that we already have it now. It can do most human tests to a very high standard already. The only people that are going to be able to decide what is and what isn't AGI in this case is, you guessed it, the OpenAI board. Now, Elon's concern here clearly is that Sam has picked that board, and so they're going to be able to define what AGI means, and so they're going to be able to essentially gerrymander their relationship with Microsoft to maintain the position as a profit-making, capitalism-driven business that is not any longer a non-profit created for the betterment of all of humanity, but is in service to, as they say in the lawsuit, the biggest technology company in the world, Microsoft. So how dangerous is Q-Star? Frankly, we don't know. But if it was enough to spook Ilya Sutskever, one of the grandfathers of this technology himself, then we've got to assume that it could potentially be quite bad. Is Microsoft in cahoots with Sam Altman and the OpenAI board to create and profit from AGI? Well, frankly, it does certainly seem that way. And is Elon Musk right to demand that they open source the entire thing? Well, honestly, it seems to me like there aren't really any good options here. I don't think Microsoft having access to potentially the most powerful technology humanity has ever produced is a good thing in isolation. It probably should be more democratized than that. But on the other hand, is open sourcing this technology right now, at a moment where we don't even know what it can do, a responsible move? Again, it doesn't really seem to be. So it seems like we don't really have any good options. I don't know what the best outcome here would be. I would love to know if you do. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.